Our guest today has been killing the hip hop game since he was 14, giving us endless hits like On and On, Shaolin Style, Dust Juice, One for the Money, and the list goes on and on. Not only is he a dope MC, he is also a phenomenal actor, starred in movies like Original Gangsters, Preacher's Wife, and my all time favorite movie, In Too Deep. And let's not forget, ladies, he was the cutie in TLC's Waterfall video. Y'all, please help me welcome Staten Island's own Shyheim. All right, Shyheim, so take me back. Tell me what it was like to be a star at such a young age.
I don't know. It's like just growing up. It just was life. You know what I mean? Like I was just growing up and going through the motions. So it's like that's why it's very important to savor each moment because next thing you know, years went by and you really didn't grasp
So you
the
felt
full.
like you grew up too fast?
Oh, definitely. I was doing things grown people was doing, at a young age. But again, it's about enjoying each moment. That's like walking down the street and you in such a rush that you don't notice all the little beautiful shops and boutiques and different things that they have there for you to purchase.
So, would you take it all back, or was this an experience that you just feel like that was an experience, you enjoyed it, but you wouldn't recommend it for another young cat coming up trying to be in the rap game or in the industry, or?
Well, all the dynamics will have to play and come into play, right? Because on one hand, I'll say, if I could just have, both my parents working, regular life, go to school, go to college, boom, off, right? That's great.
So just an everyday job. You would rather.
I didn't say that. If that was my calling and if that's what happened in my life, I wouldn't have been able to do music and film and things like that, which I love to do anyway, because not having that structure allowed me to be out and about.
Right.
So, so it's like that was just my calling for me.
So you say you're calling, so you feel like you was like a natural born star, this was what you meant to do, or did you have influences that made you want to rap or made you want to be in the industry?
Well, of course we all have influences, but as I've gotten older and I, matured, I see it as a purpose now. I see it as a purpose, the role that I play in this music business, and just as someone that people will just listen to my ideas and my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that I learned that I have a responsibility, it changes everything.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I remember I saw an interview with you, and you said you felt like you was the voice of around where you was at. A lot of the stuff that you rapped about, you said that you didn't really do it or experience it, but yourself, but you saw things like murders and this and that, prostitution. You saw that around you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you feel like your calling was to get that out there, tell people's story, or were you telling your story at some point? Because there's songs like Pain, which is
see, that's much later.
Okay.
I'm not saying like, okay, maybe.
Because at 14, you couldn't have experienced all the stuff that you were saying.
Well, I did because it was happening in my community.
Okay.
So it may not, some things may not have affected me directly, but then again it did. Okay. Because, you can take from one project, I'm from the projects, but I just see this person get shot yesterday.
Right.
And then I see my mom's on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Then I see my friend's mom's on drugs. Then I see his father go to jail. Then I see my father go to jail. You know what I mean? So all these things that's happening are happening in front of me.
Right.
It didn't happen to me yet.
Right.
So I was just reporting on things that happened of what I seen in my hood. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Of what I seen and what I witnessed. I was like a reporter then. But then what happened was, by speaking this stuff, I learned that you speak things into existence.
Right.
So I started and I spoke myself into existence to have to go through that. But maybe some people say, yo, it's just what the ills of the ghetto is. You know what I'm saying? It's just a rotating door. You know, the father went to jail and was on drugs and sold drugs. Boom. Chances are greater for the son. And so somebody breaks those chains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, you know, I could be the one to break the chains.
You didn't feel like you needed to make, because you were in such an important role and you were in everybody's light, you were in the light, you know, everybody saw you, you were an example to maybe the little niggas in the you know, from back in the hood, and they were watching you. You didn't feel like you didn't make a conscious decision to do something different, so you didn't end up like that, or you weren't thinking?
Well, I wasn't thinking, I was growing up too. True. So you get somebody that's 16, 17, 18 years old that's going through shit right now as we speak.
Right.
They're going through their trials and tribulations. They're learning life. They're learning who they are. They're learning and they're growing. Mm-hmm. Now give them $300,000.
Exactly.
It just intensifies. It more people are at you. More people are in your ear. You don't really know what's real and what's fake until you go through it to understand.
But you, like, okay, so you got a record deal, right? At 15, right?
Well, I was signed before. I was signed for that.
And you had about 350, 400,000, but you couldn't touch it. So.
Whoa. I could touch half.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But then, besides money, fame,
right,
women,
access to stuff.
It's just if I could say would I want my kids doing it? No.
Okay. Because you do have. You have boys too, right?
Yeah,
you have two girls and 2 boys, right?
No, I have 1 girl and 2 boys.
Sky, right?
Yes, that's my daughter.
1 girl,
so,
2 boys. And you don't want them to look at the industry at all as any.
Well, it's a little different for them because they have me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? To help coach them and help give them the advice that is needed. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that. Mm-hmm. I was running with guys and dudes that everybody was figuring it out growing up themselves. You know?
But okay, so with that, you say you didn't have anybody, but Ghostface is your cousin, and he experienced fame, and he was a little older than you. Was he not telling you?
Well, dude, I'm not saying nobody told me. Okay. This is not what I'm saying. Okay. There's a bunch of people that told me, yo, man, slow down, chill out, going down the wrong road. Won't you do this and won't you do that and fight? There's tons of people out there. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that at that age and your immaturity,
right,
you know, and those things like that plays a part. You think you know everything. I thought I knew everything. I don't know, not me. I can do what I want to do. Who's going to tell me something?
Right.
And that's what happens.
I believe that. So let's fast forward to now. You got your feet wet. You in the industry and different things like that. Had you always had you ventured off into acting at a young age still?
Yeah.
What was it? Parenthood was like your first appearance?
No, that was like one of my last appearances. Well, not last, but the first thing I've done as far as acting was TLC Waterfalls video. That was my first time being on the screen, playing a part in any type of acting, or you know what I mean. It was no dialogue, but still.
So the acting bit you, and you just wanted to.
No, not really even that. It was just that I really didn't really like was looking at it like, oh, I want to be an actor. You know, it kind of was a thing of, it was brought to my to the table. Kind of was a little ishy-washy about it, but I was like, all right, it's a music video, and hey, it's for TLC. Who doesn't love TLC? Exactly. So I did it, and then after that, it was just like calls started coming in and different opportunities. Okay. I was still a little hesitant, but you know what they say, money talk, bullshit walk. So I was like, I started comparing the two, like, yo, I gotta be on tour this long to make this, and I only gotta be here 30 days opposed to 6 months here. And then, I mean, then I learned to love it.
Okay.
You know.
So I mean, you're pretty good at it. So was that also natural? I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never took an acting class ever.
Really?
No. and directors I've worked with, from Penny Marshall, told me I shouldn't take no classes.
You should not?
No.
Really?
Said because she called me a natural. And you know, and she's like, sometimes the technical things can take that away from you.
Okay.
You know, if you start trying to do something,
right.
it looks forced.
Yep.
So it always helped me. What I would do is I would get a script, I would read through it, and then I would just ask myself, how would I feel about this? How would I walk? How would I talk? What would I say if this happened to me? And that's what I do.
So, since you did figure out, like, okay, I can do this for this amount of time and make the same amount of money. So you went from, you know, being a hip-hop artist and then acting and then come out with some more music and then pop up in a movie and then go back and do some more music and then pop. So was it that you were just trying to toggle both things, or one was?
It was just my journey.
Okay.
You know, it was just my journey. I wasn't even. It's weird, right? Because it was like, as it was going on, I wasn't looking at it as I was in a business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think if that would have been at the forefront of every move that I made at the time, ain't no telling where I would be today. But you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, and I believe that I had to go through the journey I had to go through to be right here. You know, and whatever else comes on in life, it's just all part of, you know, the big guy's way of trying to build more character for me, or to fulfill whatever is written in the book in life for my life.
I'm a firm believer in that, definitely.
You know, so it makes things much easier. Okay.
Definitely, it's a pleasure, honestly. But during those times, you worked with some really huge artists like Biggie, Tupac, Big Daddy Kane, of course Wu-Tang. Do you have a favorite that you perform with, or recorded with, or worked with? Actresses, Pam Grier, I mean, LL Cool J, and that's hip hop and acting.
Well,
I mean,
everybody that I work with, I think we all got our special moments and our special times that we can sit back and get a good laugh at. I mean, to say I'm closer to some than others, personally, you know what I mean? But nah, man, I it's always just been respectful, you know what I mean?